world, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing you guys a build using the new pack Tiny Living. I was super excited to use this pack, or when they announced it I was just astonished because I had actually started building a little mini house before they even announced the pack. So when I announced the pack I quit. I deleted my save, not my save, just the house, because I didn't like the way it was coming out. I felt like, I don't know, I just needed an extra oomph with the bed and stuff. It's really hard to fit a full-size bed into these builds, but it all works out in the end because now we have a Murphy bed. So this build is a micro home. So there's three types of tiny houses. This one is the micro, which is the smallest one, 32 tiles, and then there's a tiny, which is I think 54, and then there's, or 64 actually, and then there's the small home, which is the biggest one, of 100 blocks. So I actually have done two already, but I'm uploading the micro home first because this is the one that I completed and edited, and it's just ready to go as long as my voiceover is done. I did it yesterday. I did the editing yesterday, and now I'm just doing the voiceover and getting it ready to upload today. So you get some perks with living tiny, so I'm gonna go over them. For trait lots, I ended up giving it the Brazen Breezes, Great Soil, and Peace and Quiet, since in my head it's kind of like a little tiny home by itself in the woods. So you get cozy comfort, which means that everything is twice as comfortable. You get lighten the load, which it takes less energy and less bills. And then you also get let's all get along, which doubles your relationship goals as well. Let it grow, which your pants grow twice as faster. And feeling fine all the time means that happy, focused, inspired, those moods last also twice as much. And then finally you got the touch. Your skills increase twice as fast. So everything happens twice as fast. So the house itself is exactly 32 tiles, and at first I was like, oh my god, this is tiny, this is small, it's not gonna work. But once I went ahead and decorated and put everything that I needed to put in there, it worked fine. Like, there's plenty of space for everything, and it's all really thanks to this Murphy bed, because if it wasn't for the bed, everything would be so cluttered. And even then, I think you can only sleep one sim, because I don't know, I'm pretty sure back in the day sims in bed used to be able to just scoot over. Like, if you had a sim sleeping, for example, here on the left side, and your other sim is trying to get into bed as well, right now they wouldn't be able to go around because of the stuff that I put on the right of the bed. But before, I swear they would just scoot over and then the other sim could just sleep there. I don't know, I could be wrong. I don't know if that's just on the couch when they sit down. I have no idea, but I could swear by it. But anyways, this build ends up having pretty much everything that you need to live. You might want to add just a couple things, like for skill building. Like, I meant to add a woodworking table and I totally forgot. You can add maybe like a flower arrangement table or something like that. I did add a couple planters at the front of the house for gardening, because I just feel like if you're gonna live in a tiny house in the middle of nowhere, you might want to depend on less trips to the store. Maybe you might want to grow your own food, get your own water and stuff like that. Although this is not off the grid, I don't think you can do a tiny house and make it off the grid at the same time, but you can imagine that it is. You already have less bills, so it doesn't really matter. And I haven't played through it, so I don't know how much of less bills it is. Like, how much are they talking about when they say less bills, because some bills be crazy. But I'm just playing around with the new things. I didn't get a chance to actually go through all the stuff before I started building. I just wanted to get straight into building, but I kind of got an idea off of it, and I did watch the review that James Turner did, so I kind of saw everything based on what he was showing off. But yeah, I just wanted to get straight into it because I had been wanting to start building little houses or tiny houses, and this, honestly, this pack couldn't have come at a best time. And I am so glad that I just saw it when I was building and I didn't build it and then was regretting it after I built it. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like, I'm sure like I just didn't want it because I know it happens sometimes, like, oh, I'm gonna do this series or I'm gonna build this thing, and then once I finish, once it's uploaded, that's when they announce it. But this time they caught me right before, so I'm glad that happened. So I'm just separating this little section off for a closet slash bathroom. And again, I didn't think I was gonna have space for a bathroom or like a nice bathroom because it's little. So I thought I was gonna have like maybe just a toilet and that's it. Like they were gonna have to use the same sink for the kitchen, or maybe no kitchen sink. I have no idea. I thought I wasn't gonna be able to have two sinks separately, but I did. I fit them both, and that's because, again, this tiny stuff, like the toilet, well, obviously it's just one square or one tile, and so is the sink. So everything fits quite perfectly. And then I put this here, but then I remember I didn't have a shower. And at the same time I was like, yeah, maybe there'll be no shower. But no, everything fits fine because of this university shower. I had downloaded CC showers like this, but I'm glad there's one in game now. And also, I was trying my best to refrain from using custom content. I don't know if you guys, my voice went away, I just turned around. Sorry. But yeah, I was trying to refrain from using custom content, but then there was a certain piece that I don't remember at the second that triggered me into using it. So I'm sorry. It's not much. All the furniture is, oh, this is what I was talking about. Because you could just put a curtain here to cover the shower. But I feel like it was too blocked off. I wanted to look in there, so I ended up using the custom content curtain. So hopefully you guys don't mind. I mean, it's not a big deal because you guys can replace it with an in-game one if you do download this. But it's just I couldn't resist myself. This curtain just looks a lot better than the other ones in game. So I put that there, and then once I put the one piece of custom content, I just kept using it. But like I said, it's no big deal because all the furniture is from the pack, all the furniture is from the game, so nothing major is gonna disappear. But I did use custom content clutter just because I feel like the game doesn't have like pretty enough custom content, or sometimes like I hate that you have to use the key to levitate things into the air, and it's not that much of it's not too much trouble, but sometimes you have to move the objects. And like, for example, with the floating shelves, not everything goes under, and if you want to put something under, you have to, you know, use your keys to elevate it up. But if there's a table or something at the bottom, you have to move it out of the way, or else it's gonna want to stay on that table or that countertop. But you guys will see, I did struggle a little bit with some stuff, but like I said, no big deal with custom content. It's not it's nothing that you can't replace. All the furniture is there, all the major things are there. I was gonna put a curtain here just because I was like, maybe they shouldn't be looking at you while you're in the toilet. But in my head, this is a house for one sim only, so I don't really care that it shows a little bit. And then I end up putting the fridge right behind it and the microwave, so that kind of covers it up. Here I am levitating the toothbrushes onto the sink. But if it does bother you, you can go ahead and put the just, I don't know, just something there. You can put like a screen, not a screen protector, what am I talking about? A room divider there, or you can just put a curtain like I was going to do. If it bothers you that much. Here I just thought they didn't have enough space to put things in the bathroom, so this shelf is probably the only item, like furniture item, that's actually CC, so I'm sorry about that, just because everything in game is so big. So I just ended up adding this here, and then obviously all the clutter is custom content, so again, I'm sorry about that. Before, I used to have a rule that I wouldn't use custom content for building, at least just for Sims, but once I started, I couldn't help myself, and that's kind of the reason why I didn't want to start, because I knew myself that once I started, I wasn't gonna stop, and I was gonna keep downloading stuff, and that's exactly what happened. But I regret nothing. So, like, you can tell me that all this stuff is a lot cuter than the Sims game, but I think this is pretty much it for the bathroom. And then I come back over here because I still wasn't happy with how everything looked, but I had the layout down, so I just needed to organize things. Here, I don't know if this wallpaper is new. It didn't prompt me with the new like the new little thing, like the little star, but I could have sworn it is. Like, I haven't seen it before, at least, so I don't know. But then again, I've been gone since like Island Living. I think I did one build for Island Living, and then I was gone for University, and I was gone for the Witches one. So it could have been from there, and I just missed it because I haven't had a chance to actually play with those packs. But here I am messing around with the kitchen again. I wanted to have a countertop. I mean, not the countertop, oh yeah, at least one countertop available, because Sims are gonna be not able to cook if there's no countertop available. And I know I needed a sink, so I used one for the sink, and I used one for available space. And then I was gonna use a custom content stove as well, but I refrained myself. I mean, even if I did, you would have been easily able to replace it with an in-game one, but I was just trying not to use as much for you guys. But if you are wondering where I get my custom content from, I get it all from the Sims resource. I'm too lazy to go through Tumblr unless it's something that I saw there and I need it, then that's when I'll go and download it. But for the most part, I just get everything from the Sims resource, just because they make everything so easy. Especially if you pay the $4 a month, you're able to just save it and then download it whenever you're able to, and just like download everything in a zip file. It's easier for reference. And then it has a history of what you downloaded to, so in case you don't remember, you can go back and you can see where you got it from. But yes, the kitchen I kept pretty simple. Like I said, 2 countertops. I had a little window just because I feel like you have to have a window by a kitchen. You just have to be looking out either from the sink when you're washing dishes or from when you're cooking, like in this case. And then I didn't add a dishwasher because I don't feel like they need it. They have a sink, so they'll be fine. And of course, I'm a girl, so I did this with a girl perspective. I just think everything looks cuter. Like, I wouldn't know or even start to know on how to design a guy's apartment or a guy house, but maybe I should look into it and do that for guys too as well. And then these paintings from the pack are so cute, like so insanely cute. I added them, I think I added a total of 5 of the same paintings, just different swatches. And then the carpet, I ended up using it twice as well, once in the kitchen and then once in the living room / bedroom, I guess. And then the Murphy bed, I had messed up. Like, I don't know, when I was building it, I was like, okay, it's fine, it looks fine. But then once I opened it, I was like, oh, there's stuff in it that does not look good. For example, like the kitchen, I had added the tiles behind the couch and I didn't like that, so I ended up correcting it, and I was so happy that I found out before I even uploaded it to the gallery. But once the Murphy bed is open, I added a bunch of fairy lights, which again are CC, so sorry. But it looks so cute with the fairy lights. And then in my second build, it's all about the fairy lights. You guys will see tomorrow once that one is uploaded. And then what else? I'm trying to decide here because I wasn't happy with this layout, at least. So I'm just moving things around, and I end up just matching it to the bed. And I needed a TV. That was my issue. I needed a TV in here because that's kind of like a big source of entertainment, like a must-have. And then that little poof is so freaking adorable too. It's not a chair, sadly, it's a table, but it works. They can use it as a little side table for the bed once it's down, so it's cute. It's very cute. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, I'm just adding more clutter. And then I went through the tiny stuff inventory or catalog, whatever you call it, and I saw that they didn't have a wardrobe, but then I remembered that I added the Get Famous wardrobe. I don't know if you would call it a wardrobe. Yeah, it would be a wardrobe, but I added that one, so they should be fine. So they really do have everything they need to live in this house. Here I am just adding more of those little pictures, and I'm just changing out the swatches. I love this one, the Chinese, like not Chinese, sorry, Japanese Shiba Inu. And you know, Inu stands for dog. For the longest time I didn't know that, but I'm actually studying Japanese, so now I've learned quite a couple things. and then nickel skins for cat. I don't know if you guys care, this isn't a Japanese tutorial, but now you know something new if you didn't. For these shelves, as you can see, I ended up kind of putting them at an angle, and I think they look good. I don't know, you might think differently, but I think they look okay because it looks like it has the two sections. Like it looks like, it doesn't even look like it's covered, that's what I'm trying to say. Like it looks like that's just continuous. And used to have like the two little nooks to put things on, and it works out fine. As far as the swatches for all the items in here, I was a little iffy at first because I'm not such a fan of color. Like I just tend to stand in like the black zone or the white zone, the good colors. But other than that, like I really don't use any colors whatsoever unless it's a kid's room. But even then, I'm like, it's so colorful. But I ended up liking it. I feel like all the wood tones kind of tone it down, so the colors that are there don't look as bad in my opinion. And then I was trying to fit a plant into that basket, but it didn't look good, so I just left it alone. I meant to add a pillow in there since it has a blanket sticking out, but I forgot, so I'm sorry about that as well. Here I decided to add just some shelves on top of the door because I feel like if you're living in a tiny house, you want to make like you want to use every little bit of space that you have. So we had some space on top of the door, so I put some shelves there. You need as much storage as you can have in this type of situations. And then off camera, I didn't get that while I was recording, but I came back and I added some shelves on top of the main door as well, the blue doors right there, since I felt like there was space not being used there as well. But then I think other than that, we're getting close to the end. I know I come back and I add, the carpet. And I didn't like any other carpets that I have. I was gonna use a custom content one, but you guys can thank me later because I didn't. I used the same one and just changed the color out, and I think it looks really good. It plays along very, very well. And then I do go outside and I start decorating the lawn, or not the lawn, how would you call it, like the terrain? Not terrain, I have no idea. I haven't done built in a while, so I'm forgetting all my terms, okay, sorry. But I do the landscaping. Yeah, landscaping. Is it? I'm like questioning myself so much. I haven't done built in such a long time, but I do enjoy it. But anyways, I do go outside and I decorate the outside, let's just say that, the landscaping. And I don't do much. Most of the thing I just covered in like trees. Here I'm just adding these little room dividers. I think they are room dividers because I didn't like how the actual blinds looked outside. I feel like it looked kind of ugly, so I'm just adding these. In my head they're kind of like window shutters, so that's that. And I replaced the light outside as well because I didn't like those other ones. And you can kind of see the plants on the shelves sticking out a bit, but once you add the roof, they get covered up and they look good inside, so I didn't remove them. I left them alone. And I was trying to go fancy with the roof at first, but I decided that I'm not good at doing roofs, so I just kept it simple and I just left it like this. I kind of wanted to add like a glass part, but it wasn't working out, so yeah. Also, I do have a question for you guys. I know people have been using from the debug menu the solar panels, but I spent like an hour yesterday just going up and down the debug button and I could not find them. So the only pack that I don't have and I need to purchase is the Moschino packet. So my question is, are the solar panels part of that pack? Because that would make sense. If that's the only pack that I don't have and I don't have the solar panels, that would make sense, right? But I just need to confirm it from you guys. Is that part of the packet in the debug menu? Did you guys even know about the solar panels? Because I've seen a lot of people, like the Freezer Bunny, who uses it a lot. So I really wanted to use them on my other pack. On my other pack. I don't know what I'm talking about, guys. I've been talking for like 20 minutes. On my other build, the one that I'm telling you guys about, it's the second tier, so it's a tiny build. But I really wanted to use the solar panels because that one in my head, that one is completely off the grid. So let me know because I really do need them. If not, maybe I'll just buy the pack and figure it out myself, but still, let me know if you can. But we really are getting near the end. I'm just adding a couple of things outside, and then we're gonna go into screenshots. But yeah, I just add a bunch of trees, some flowers, and I call it a day. And I do add trash bins, by the way, just in case you guys say that I forget. No, I didn't forget. I do go back and I add them to the back of the house just so that it didn't look ugly on the front, and I do add a trash bin on the inside as well. And as you guys can see, I came back to the house and added a laptop. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on my next build. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and let me know if you like this build. It's available on the gallery now. Thank you. Bye.